Welcome to the Parks and Rec meeting of October 26th. I take roll. Kate. Sue McFadden, present. Robert Smith, sorry. Dennis Kaplitsky.
Here.
John Jones.
Here.
Jennifer McCown.
Here.
Brad Gisan.
Here.
Mark Jacobs.
Here.
Roll has been taken. We have a motion to approve minutes.
Also, make sure everybody has their microphones on.
I'll make a motion to approve the
Here,
minutes.
Jen, you got to turn yours on. There you go.
Yeah, with mine.
I'll second it.
I saw that, okay. All right.
We need to vote on that?
Nope, it's just approving the minutes.
Okay. Financial reports.
All right, so we talked in our last meeting that we were not going to go through each item. We were just going to go through each section. So basically for revenue for the ice arena, do any of you guys have any questions in regards to that?
Ice rentals looks like it's doing well.
Yes.
Compared to last year, is it up?
I did not check that. I can check to see if it was up or not from last year.
I'm sure it is.
I'm sure it is, only
I'm sure
because
it's-
of
Considering, yeah,
Yeah.
everything that happened.
Right.
And with the ice rentals, it's literally our over 30 league, our youth hockey league, figure skating, and a couple other rentals that we have, so.
How is the hockey leagues, are they back 100% now?
Yeah,
Are they?
yeah, they have 5 teams, so they're doing pretty well so far, yep.
Great.
Yep. In regards to Maplewood, is there any questions in regards to that revenue?
I thought cardio stopped.
Nope, that still is going at Maplewood. We're doing it in the gymnasium. So that's still on Wednesdays. So that's still going to continue. Yep,
That was a lot of fun.
yep.
What kind of a fundraiser did they do for Dance Express? That looks like a good one.
That's a combination of the candy bars that they sell and some of the donations. So how it works when they do costumes, the parents will give a donation for the costume, and then Lori will take the money out of the escrow account and go and purchase the.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why she does it that way is she can get a better deal by just going and almost bartering with different places, so then that way she can get the best deal for the parents.
So, yeah, those candy bar sales are huge.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And you would never think, like, the candy bars, like, really, it brings in that much money. And it's great.
my kid's school sold 650 boxes in one day. And the second day, they had to purchase another 150. That sold out. Third day, they put an order in for 350 more boxes. So altogether, I think they were over 1,000 boxes of candy bars that these kids, and they do, if you look at what they make in these candy bar sales, phenomenal. And the candy's really good too, so.
Yeah, I enjoy
Can't
it.
believe my neighbor didn't hit me up.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm just delaying.
You're a little bit further down on the
Bring
list.
two boxes.
She's just gonna come after you in a
Yeah,
little
she's gonna
while.
bring 2 boxes. to your house and
I did.
one she missed.
I got 1 box to eat and 1 box to sell. So the
you
kids,
go.
they bring their friends over, hey, you want some candy? So I do have 1 box to sell, so it's coming.
Hey, Brad, the room rentals, is that strictly Maplewood?
Yes.
And is that the new, like showers, baby?
Yes, it's a combination of a couple of things. It's our birthday parties that we have, and then also the showers and stuff like that, which are getting peppered in on a more regular basis right now. So we're hoping to do some more pushing for marketing of it, especially our birthday parties and providing packages for parents to, where we provide, balloons, tablecloths, plates, cups, forks, knives, and basically where all they have to do is bring their cake and ice cream and food or whatever they want to bring. So just to make it easier for the parent. So that's something that we're going to be doing here in the near future.
That would be awesome, because I would imagine, once the word gets out, because it's hard to find a venue that's not huge
Right.
for, a small group of people just to get together for a few hours.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Where we're headed. Any other questions? No? All right. And then on to expenditures for the ice arena. Any questions on that?
What are corner pads?
So like, for the bench areas where they have like the corner glass where there's no
Oh,
glass in
okay.
front of the bench, they
Understand.
have like those pads right there. Those have been wearing for a long time. So we wanted to replace those just to make it look a little bit nicer, so.
And what are miracle swings?
So those are the swings that we purchased. They're, the swings where the toddler can sit in one seat and then the adult can sit in the
Oh,
other
yeah,
seat.
yeah.
So basically, they can swing together. The problem is steel right now is very backed up on, it's very limited supply, so we still haven't received those yet. We're hoping to receive them over the winter at least, so that way we can have them for spring. But our game plan is to put them at Manor and Florence Park, so then that way they have a little bit of a different swing at each park. Yep.
That would be awesome.
Nothing at your park or pole?
Nope. Well, the problem is there's a requirement for it to be 8 feet tall from the play surface. So I had to, I was out there with a measuring tape at every single park, okay? And Florence and Manor were the only ones.
Tell from what?
From the play surface. So like the pole where the swing hangs from, there was a requirement for 8 feet in between there. So Manor and Florence were the best suited for it, so. But then it also kind of spices up what they got over there, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Any other questions? Okay. Maplewood, any questions on the expenditures of that? The camera updates you'll see is probably the most significant thing on there. The cameras were very well needed to be updated. When I first got linked up to see the cameras at Maplewood, I could barely see what kind of cars were out in the parking lot, so now I can see almost their license plate number.
Okay.
So it's great. So it's a significant difference, and that was actually a better price than what we originally were given. They were gonna install a whole new system with new wire and all this other stuff, and I'm like, the invoice was like $14,000. I was like, is there any way cheaper that we could do this? And he ended up figuring out a way, Will, from our IT guy, graciously was able to figure out an adapter that we could get to make it to where we could just use the original line that's in the building, and then it's just a new camera, and then we upgraded the box that basically records everything, so.
Well, I hope that you spot a little lunch.
Oh, yeah, lots of lunches.
You deserve it for that.
Oh, yeah. Any other questions? Oh, okay. Moving on to program reports. The Ice Arena Fall Programming, the Egg Haunt. Don't know if any of you guys were able to make it out, but it was a very good, successful program for our first year of doing it. We had our dance team do a Thriller demonstration, which was phenomenal. Lori did a great job with that, and all the girls. They had about 40 girls out there dressed up in costumes and looking like they were dead and stuff like that. It was really, really cool. And then we did a costume contest immediately after that for the best homemade costume and best purchase costume. The best homemade costume was a little girl who was dressed up like a granny, like an old lady. So she had a cane and everything. It was great. And then the winner for the best purchase costume was a family that all dressed up like the movie E.T. So one child was E.T., the other one was like the little guy in the red hoodie that rode the bike and stuff, and then the parents were like the people in the suits from the movie.
The family's name? Oh,
Yeah.
Began with an E or something, didn't it?
I don't remember.
Did you have a good turnout?
Yes. Yeah, we actually, it was very significant, almost as good as our Easter egg hunt. So, which we were very surprised with our younger crowd, like our 0 to 3 field. We thought it was going to be very low numbers, but it turned out to be a very good turnout for that one, too.
I love the,
Elliot.
that's it, yes.
Told you began with an E.
Elliot, where he does that thing.
Minutes.
Yeah.
Fingertips.
I love the incorporation of the dance girls, that it made for like entertainment, going and like And it happened before the whole thing, yeah. So I love, that was really cool, and it looked really like a huge turnout, so
Oh, yeah. And
definitely have to keep that one up.
Sure. And everybody was dressed up, so everybody came dressed to the nines. So it was very difficult to do the costume contest because we only had one for each one. So we were like, all right, we got to make these good, so.
Yeah.
But no, we're definitely looking forward to that next year, so. Moving on.
Who judged their costumes?
All the staff. So like, as they were walking in, we were passing out all the glow sticks, which that was the other piece. So once we did the costume contest, everybody went to their designated ball fields for their age group. So there was a 0 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 10. And so you would get onto the warning track and you would wait until we did our countdown, and then we turned out all the lights. So as they were walking in, we gave them 4-inch glow sticks, and we put out all the eggs out, and they were all orange and purple. So when you put the glow stick down to them, they would glow, and you could pick it up, and you'd get your prize of candy or a prize that you can pick up at the tent. So it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, moving on to fall adult softball. So for fall, with us kind of going so late into the season, we were only able to do a Tuesday and Thursday league. Thursday was able to get started a little bit earlier, well, significantly earlier than Tuesday. But Sunday just went too far to where we didn't think that it would be doable to even run like a 3-week league. That just doesn't make any sense. So, plus we could use the staff in the ice arena on Sundays because we're so thin right now. So, but Tuesdays and Thursdays, Thursdays is supposed to be done. League champs will be crowned this coming Thursday, and then next week will be playoffs. But then for Tuesday, that's going to go about 3 weeks into November before it's done. So we'll be a little chilly for
Yeah.
those Tuesdays. But we were able to actually play tonight. Luckily, Alan worked his magic with our fields. So with all the rain that we got yesterday, I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to be like a mud
Yeah.
bath out there. But no, he was able to work some magic. So we're pretty happy with that. In regards to adult hockey, we have 4 teams for our Sunday Adult Hockey League. That we had one team back out because they didn't feel like they were competitive enough against the other 3 teams. But then we were able to find a filler team to come in and register and take that spot up. So we didn't lose any other revenue, so we were able to bring that back in. So we're just going to continue with 4 teams for the rest of the season and keep chugging along at that.
How long's the season go?
All the way till April.
April?
Yep.
I was just in March, but.
Yep. So, any questions on ice arena stuff?
How many teams do you, pre-pandemic, did you have for the adult?
Well, it's slowly dwindled. We had 6 teams last year, and I think 8 teams the year before that. So what we're also trying to do is think of other ways that what we're doing and what other facilities around us are doing, to see if we're, not doing the cool stuff, or if we're too cheap, or if we're too expensive, that kind of thing. So we figured out that we're the least expensive, so we're the cheapest. But, the locker room situation can also play into that factor as well. So we're looking at other ways that we can be kind of a standout to other facilities. Like, do we play music in between whistle blows? Do we provide, a better trophy at the end of the season instead of just like a trophy and shirts? Do we, do different things to kind of enhance our opportunity? So that's what we're kind of looking at currently for that. So,
I would say, as a former player in those leagues, the locker room, it's more about the teams you can draw in that will draw the other teams in.
Right.
So we don't want a team that we know we're gonna get killed by, or that we're gonna kill them. So it's about competitive balance that will draw the teams in. The locker rooms, I don't think are a big issue. you got locker room 5, you got the 2 big ones, and one in 4 or one in 2. So the locker rooms aren't a big issue. It's, to me, it's the draw of who they're playing.
Right.
Is what we always looked at when we were going out to go for leagues.
Sure.
I don't think
So-
there's any way, as the provider of the rink, that you can
Well,
dictate who comes in.
you can't, but teams will draw other teams in.
Right.
If I'm the coach of our team and we've been together for a couple of years and we've always played against John's team and we know we're competitive, we'll go where he's at and then try to be competitive. We never wanted a league that we were gonna just walk in and win it all, or we were gonna walk in and get killed by everybody.
Right.
So,
Is there a way that you could,
over the course of years, everybody knows everybody, especially at our age. We know who's who, and we know who we're gonna play against, so it's, all that other stuff, it's a matter of just drawing in a couple of the teams and then letting them pull their people in.
do you have any suggestions on how to pull those teams in that will pull in the other teams that are on the same level?
It's gonna be based on who he has in there right now, who we have in there, and then who they know. And it'll go from there. So if I know John's team is in there, I'm gonna come back because I wanna play against them. And then maybe Dennis or, your team or whoever, and we're gonna try and pull them in there. That's just how the senior leagues are. They draw to who's who.
2 other teams that are equal.
Right.
And then those 2 or 4 will draw in maybe 1 or 2 more. And then, depending on the ice situation, the hours that are available, they will draw into that. If we can put 6 in there and it's all 6 of our teams, then that's what they're gonna do.
Right.
Okay. In regards to Maplewood Fall Programming, we had our Seeds and Sprouts. We had 7 participants with that, and that's the program that we team up with Kiwanis. And then Parents Night Out had 20 participants, and the Pumpkin Spooktacular had 24 participants, which that sold out. And we got a lot of great feedback on that. That was where we did the pumpkin painting and everything like that over at Maplewood. That was actually just this past weekend on the 23rd. The food pantry, they had 600 pounds of food donated in October, and then they had 37 pounds of produce donated from the garden just over at Maplewood.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Yep, so we're very proud of that, so that's going to continue, obviously, throughout the years. Not really this year anymore because it's so cold. Commodities, we were able to serve 32 Garden City families and then 46 individuals. And then the stand up, stand out, and stay sober event that was put on by FRC and obviously Parks and Rec. That's through a grant that we have, and that had 20 participants. And that was really for teenagers to learn about, why you should stay sober and what it's like to drunk drive.
Was it when you had a simulator?
Yes, yeah, we had it with Mario Kart and then the goggles, which I put those on for a hot minute. My Lord, it was crazy. So, but no, it was a great event for them, and they had a great turnout for that. So, that's pretty much that. Does anybody have any questions? No? Okay.
Old business.
All right, so moving on to old business, Civic Rec. This is our online registration program. So I have a meeting scheduled with them tomorrow at 3 o'clock to start the implementation process for the software. So Will, our IT guy, and myself are meeting with them to start to see, okay, what's the first steps? What do we need to get that rolling and get that installed? So we're pretty excited for that. In regards to Helen Park, I am still working with Hennessy to get another quote for the concrete because the bid that had came originally was so expensive. So we only have $33,000 to put towards that walkway. So what we're focusing on now is just paying for the concrete to do the walkway, and then the 2 slabs for the 2 permanent picnic tables that we'll install. So as soon as I hear back from them, I will get that ball rolling, hopefully sooner rather than later.
So did that this year?
It might have to get pushed till spring.
They could, but it costs more. They put a chemical into the concrete that they can pour concrete for a
In the
long
wintertime,
time,
yeah.
but it's pricey because of the chemical.
Right.
And there's not an overabundance of those chemicals as of right now.
Right.
That I don't know.
Yeah, I can tell you that for sure.
And then just an update on City Park grant update. That has been approved, so I need to work with Hennessy to start talking about, because I reached out to DNR about what we can do and not do with what we had before submitted when we went for the grant, because obviously that was a number of years ago. There's been some new playground equipment that's come out that is pretty exciting, so like, I just want to know what we can change and what we cannot change. So basically, from what they had explained, we can do different stuff with the playground equipment. It's just the surfaces that we have to keep. So it's a poured-in surface, which is like the rubberized material, and then we have to have like a engineered mulch material as well. So there has to be a combination of the two, which is pretty easy to do. That's pretty common. So that I'm not really worried about, but it's getting with Hennessy to sit down with them and see what we had planned originally, and then we figure out, okay, what do we want to do with now, like all the new stuff that's out. So once that gets established, obviously I'm going to bring it to you guys and show you what the ideas are, and then we'll kind of go from there.
I was gonna say, so we're gonna get new renderings of the
Yeah.
new possibilities?
Yeah, yep. So hopefully that'll be over this winter, so then that way we can get that planned. Now, also, I've talked with, I have some friends in Saline, who's the director down there, who ordered some playground equipment this past July, and she still hasn't gotten it. So there might be a waiting period for us to even get this new equipment. So I'm not as hopeful for next summer, but I'm still keeping my fingers crossed. But that's just kind of the world that we're living in with the way the steel is right now and stuff like that. So
Everything, yeah.
even to go with that, the bench that we ordered from that first commemorative bench, I still haven't received it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a bit, so. All right, that's all we have for old business. Any questions? Nope. All right. New business. So in your guys' packet, I had given you guys a spreadsheet of the park inspections, top 3 for each park. This isn't like something that's concrete, so if we need to update it, that's totally fine. But I just wanted to at least have us have a running document of what we had originally put. And this is not from just what we said for the last inspections, but previous ones, if I didn't have one from this last time. So that's what I was going off from for this. So, again, it's not concrete, it can be a flowing document, as you might call. Does anybody have any concerns or questions about the list?
Do you have any forms you can give us tonight? Because our next report is due in November.
I can email them to you all.
Thanks, make me work even harder.
Oh my gosh. Gosh.
Oh, Dennis has a ton of them, don't worry about it.
Here.
Oh, yeah.
He's like Oprah.
These are old
Just
ones.
just pass
You
them on.
get a,
We'll just keep passing
You
them
get a
down.
part
Maybe get one
inspection.
more extra one. Jennifer can use one. Here we
My,
go. Look, here, Dennis
Thank you.
just filled this all up. Thanks.
my items on my list,
Thank you, Dennis.
and I probably
I wanted no excuses.
didn't have the greatest handwriting, but mine says men's bathroom side needs the new plank, not the bathroom sign.
Okay.
It's the portion on that side of the pavilion, the very bottom plank, the wood plank.
oh,
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
sent you a
talking about.
picture of that.
Yeah,
Really well.
did I send you a picture of that? Yeah, I think I did, maybe? No, I don't know what I
no,
said.
I saw it today when I
Oh,
went over
sidewalk,
there.
yeah. But that's, maybe there's, animals trying to get in there. It looks like it probably should be repaired as soon as possible, just for the fact that if water gets in there.
Yeah.
And what was I gonna say? Oh, and the walkway around that park, Rotary Park, it needs some addressing. The cracks are starting to sink in and unevenness and, I mean,
The asphalt? Or-
yeah. I don't know what the costs are for that, but, just something to add.
You want me to take that paint pavilion away then?
Take the fill holes with dirt.
Okay, so all the holes are filled then?
As of right now, there is one field that needs some fill dirt, that far field, the west side.
It needs some leveling.
Not leveling, but like our goal mount, where our goals are, it's, kind of bare, and it's gonna be hard to do, but, if it was, filled maybe seed, I don't know.
Speaking of Rotary, a couple weeks ago, they were putting together the new goals.
Yeah,
And, I mean, they're huge, of course.
Yep.
But I was asking the guys that were putting together, I asked them, I'm like, so you guys are gonna take them off of the field and he said, yeah, they're gonna hug the pavilion?
so I can answer that. When we got those goals, our idea is to move them off of the field, but they are so heavy and we don't have the wheels on them. We have 2 weeks left in the season, and after the season, we are going to push them aside, but I'm not sure where yet. I'm thinking, and maybe we can talk about that too, is find a good spot, maybe towards the pavilion area. We'll take the nets off because those are brand new, and we don't want those, withstanding the winter. But that field looks absolutely amazing. We just had our first game there on Sunday, and everyone is very excited about that. But those goals, they did come damaged, but we were able to salvage and put them up. So once the season's done, we're going to push them aside. But as it stands now, the way that it looks, I don't think that we need to move them. I know we had talked about moving them as a club, and maybe we will. But as of right now, we only have 2 weeks left, and then we'll push them aside. But yeah, the field is really looking great. So when we bring in all these cities from, Heartland and Lansing to come to our field, it really makes an impact on that, so.
One other thing that, bringing out the teams in, that was a thought that was brought to my attention by some of my neighbors is Garden is a dead-end street, which dead ends into Rotary. And their concern is the traffic and parking through, for people who basically overflow parking for Rotary. I'm just mentioning it because it was brought up to me. I mean, I told them there's really nothing you can do. It's a public street.
Yeah.
You can't tell them that they can't park. I mean, my old neighbors, want to have private parking and all these stupid signs there. But anyway, I just wanted to bring it up because if people tend to park there, like, you may get some phone calls. So I just want to bring it up so you know that.
I haven't seen any overflow. I'm sure it happens.
You have, no,
But-
really, not now, but I'm saying if
Okay.
you're having teams to that effect and if
We won't.
if it gets large.
Actually, we won't have any overflow over there because of the fact that we only have 2 fields now.
Yeah.
We used to have 3. So we have the perfect amount of parking within that whole lot. And our overflow lot is actually the far side of Rotary, where the rocks are, and where the old construction site was. So that grassy area is our overflow lot. So behind those nets, we have actually 2 rows, and it works out really well. So, but yeah,
And that's good to know because then I can just tell them.
yeah. So we wouldn't need that unless we had some big event, but I don't see that yet.
Thanks.
So in some of these, like for Helen Park, I thought it might be good to maybe put some fixed picnic tables over at Helen, just maybe one at least. Obviously, well, no, for Helen Park, we're gonna do two. But I was also measuring with my feet today over at Rotary underneath the pavilion, like why we keep taking in and out picnic tables from there. Why aren't we just installing permanent picnic tables there? And maybe even where the wall is to the pavilion and that door is right here, maybe we put like a small table there that's permanent. So then that way, in case there's families that, you know, if we want to rent out Rotary Park Pavilion next year, hey, there's a decent spot. If you only have 20 people, say, you got a decent little spot, we can replace the grill that's over there. And then that way you got a decent spot to have a little get together and not, you know, have to come over to City Park if you don't need to. So,
Yeah, we actually had used that pavilion for a Helen Street reunion of my in-laws, what was that, about a month and a half ago? And they had about 30 people from their old street on Helen when the kids grew up, and they all stay in touch with each other, so they used the pavilion, and it worked out great. They used the grills over there. They brought their own, you know, tents and tables and things like that, but it worked out well for a small gathering that size, so.
well, cool. So, but yeah, does anybody have any other questions about any of the lists?
Certified playground inspector. Oh, the lists, I'm sorry.
Jumping the gun, Dennis, jumping the gun.
Yes,
Well, you could take the grill from Arcola and take it over to wherever you have to go.
Yeah, honestly, we're one of the 4 that are over at Kiwanis that are just in the middle.
yeah.
So, all right. Well, again, this is going to be a flowing document, so once you guys get me your stuff again, if you can, on your sheets, when you fill it out, if you want to make, you know, numbers, like of most important is number 1, second is 2, third, just so then that way I can update this on a regular basis if it needs to be. I'm hoping that we can accomplish things on this list so we can remove them and be like, okay, what's something new? So, yeah, that's, and I know that we had talked about this last month of creating a top 3, just so that we were a little bit more focused on each park. So this helps me as well, so. All right, commemorative bench application, I thought I had included that.
You did.
I did?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where is
There's
it?
there was the very last thing.
All right, that one. Okay, thanks, guys. I'm glad you guys are prepared and I'm not.
There it is.
All right.
We'll keep you
All right,
going.
you got my back. I appreciate that. So this is for another bench that they'd like to put into City Park. They would like to put it over by the City Park playground on the very east side where there's not as much seating. But I did make this couple aware that we are going to be renovating the park playground here in the next hopeful year or two. And they, you know, they understood that and stuff like that. So they had a secondary spot too that they'd like to do, which is over by the ball fields for the softball area from, I believe, field number 5. But I thought it would be weird as if you had bleachers there and then just a random bench.
Yeah.
So I think it would be more realistic to put it over by the playground area. And even if we were to install it next year and we can't get our new playground to the following year, I can work with the couple and say, hey, we're going to still put it in the general same area, just so then that way it's still installed, they have a spot for it and stuff like that. So is there any concerns with that idea or anything like that? Okay. So we'll get that on order and let those guys know. Thank you. Month-to-month programs and events, so that is this little green-blue sheet. So I wanted to provide you guys with something to kind of let you know everything that's kind of going around the Parks and Rec Department monthly on a regular basis. So it's not anything that we have to go through every single thing, but I wanted to just give you a generalization of everything that we do. The things that are in bold, which I did John-proof this. I tried to make it as big as possible, because when I first put it on a sheet of paper, it was like half the size, and I was like, no, John's gonna yell at me, so I gotta make it bigger. So, but the ones that are bolded and have like a little star next to them are new programs that we're starting. So the birthday parties at Maplewood, and then the magic show. He's like a comedian and a magician, so it's for kids. I think we're gonna charge, $5 for that event for kids to come out, and he puts on about an hour show. So that'll be something new and different that we'll be offering. Then our snowball, kickball tournament we'll do again in February, so it's not necessarily new, but we're gonna still market it as it's a newer program. And then moving on to the summer months, we got our mobile rec program, which that's something that I wanna start this upcoming summer. I just gotta have enough money in our budget to purchase a trailer, so then that way we can cart all this fun stuff around. And then also in May, do a citywide scavenger hunt. And that would probably be a free activity for families to come out and do. So that'll be something that's up and coming as well. June, we're talking about doing a daddy-daughter and mother-son dance. Typically, it's done in the spring, but our only facility that we have to offer it at is at Maplewood. And we've all talked about the parking issue at Maplewood, and the facilities there are not really that great if you want to have a bigger event, right? So we're thinking, let's wait till June when the ice is out. We can utilize the big ice arena, big open space. So then that way we can invite a lot of families out for that. We'll have a DJ and stuff like that, and a photo opportunity for both dances. And so then that way we have a good family event for that. So,
That's a great idea.
yeah. Just trying to think outside of the box, you know? July, we're gonna try and do a trivia night over at Maplewood Community Center. Just as like it's probably gonna be more pushed towards adults for a trivia night, but we're still kind of playing around with the idea on that one. And then over at the ice arena for July, we wanna offer a craft show. Again, we're trying to utilize that huge space for bigger events, so maybe we do a craft show and charge by the table, so then that way it's another yearly event that we offer there. And then an adult recess challenge. This is something that I learned over at the National Recreation Conference I did down in Nashville. This is gonna be more along the lines of like adult playground challenges, so anything from like a tug of war to cornhole to games like that where it's challenging adults. I think we can definitely have a good event for something like that. So
What is a wild safari?
Wild Safari, that is a mobile zoo person who comes out with a bunch of zoo animals. It'll be another kids program that we offer. They put on like about an hour and a half show, and that'll be again like $5 or $10 for kids to be able to come out to the Maplewood Center and check that out. So they have a whole routine that they do. We've used it at other facilities I've been at, and they're very popular. Yep.
Is that, the animals, like what they had at the chili cook-off in St. Rachel's, where there's like goats, chickens and stuff like that for a petty?
No, these are like exotic animals. It's like iguanas or like, iguanas are not really exotic, but they're animals you can't just pick up at the store.
And the reason I asked is that I thought that worked out pretty good at St. Rachel's and the chili cook-off. And
Sure.
it's a good idea because, I mean, city kids don't get that exposure.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, and you guys can keep looking through this, but I just wanted to kind of capitalize. One of the things that council wanted us to do is a food truck rally. That is something we're going to plan to do in August, and that will be food trucks, live music, and hopefully beer and wine if we can. We're hoping to get a third party to come out and do part of that, but that would be at City Park that we would do that. So
So Would this be something that would have, like the egg hunt and like the bacon run, would all of that be something that would be included on this calendar?
Yes. Yes, which the bacon run is not on here, I just realized. So that's going to be added.
But this is great, actually. I really like this. It's just a nice place to have all the information in one.
Right. Well, then you also see how busy we are over at our department. It's run by a couple full-timers and a bunch of part-time. So we definitely do a lot with as much as we can with our staff that we have, so. But I just wanted to share it with you guys, and this is obviously going to be a flowing document that gets added and different ideas and stuff like that, so. Does anybody have any questions on this, besides what we've talked about? Nope, all right. Certified playground inspector, so I am officially certified as a playground inspector, so I took my test like a month ago, 2 months ago, and I finally got the paper in the email, so I am officially certified, so. Yes, thank you, so I'm gonna.
Congratulations or condolences.
All the playscapes and everything?
Yes, yeah. So originally it was Steve that took care of that a lot of the time, but he's got so much on his plate, and so does Brad. It just makes more sense for me to take care of that stuff. And I'm a hands-on type of guy. I like going out and just checking things out and seeing how they're doing and stuff like
Come on, tell
that,
us
so.
the truth, it's job security.
That too, but, but then I also know about things ahead of time, and, you know, it's one of those things where we'll do it like every spring, and maybe do a 6-month checkup or whatever on a regular basis, but it's just something else that I can add to my bag of tricks that I can do, so, but, just wanted to let you guys know about that. And then, speaking of meetings, I know that we've talked about previously about the December meeting. Last year, we did not hold the December meeting. What are our thoughts about this year?
My thought is not to have one.
Okay.
Right between Christmas and New Year.
We have always probably just never had one then.
Okay. Jen?
I can't, can you remember one, Mark?
We haven't had a meeting, we've had get-together for the commission and their
Yes.
families at the arena with staff of Parks and Rec, and not an official meeting, just a get-together for Christmas. So that would be,
And what did Pat McCart, what was that one that she
That was in the gym.
She used, but there was something else we were tied to with that. There was another party that went on that was at the Maplewood.
Oh, I can't remember.
We'd have to ask her.
I know a couple years ago, we did for the commission and the Parks and Rec employees, a skate.
Right.
They could come out, skate with their, whoever they chose, their family, kids, grandkids, and then we had a little food thing and whatever. But it wasn't, we didn't have an official meeting.
Okay.
So maybe scrap the meeting, and if we want to consider doing something with the commission in regards to family-type gathering, or just
It
commissioner.
kind of depended on what the ice arena availability was, that we could get in there for 7 PM to 9, or 6 to 8, whatever, a couple hours that we'd have some food catered in, and we'd have the commission, their family, and the employees.
Okay. I can look at dates and stuff and let you guys know. Okay. All right,
But as far
so,
as the actual meeting, we usually canceled it.
But I think we would have to make a motion to say that we cancel the December 28th meeting.
all right, Sue?
Would need to be a second.
Sue, you want to say that?
Motion?
So I guess I will
Sue
make,
can't.
I'll make a motion to cancel the December 28th meeting.
Okay.
I'll second.
There you go.
All right.
Sue can't because she's,
Yeah. The leader.
Exactly. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, then the last thing is to-do list. Is there anything needing special attention? Go down the,
For me.
we can go down the line, John.
No, I think as long as on the, you're talking about this?
Anything, anything that you've noticed.
Bringing,
No, I think as far as I'm concerned with City Park, I'm good. I'll just keep an eye and make sure those things get done or else they won't come off the list.
Okay.
I have nothing for special attention.
Okay. Sue?
I'm good.
Good?
I'm good.
swing at Rotary, child swing.
Still waiting on it? Yep. I ordered one off Amazon, and those are a lot shorter. I found out the hard way. So I had to take them back, and I ordered them from Miracle, actually. So those will be hopefully in soon.
Okay.
And I ordered 4 new swings for over at City Park as well, for the adult swings, or the belt swings, as you call them, because those are starting to show metal, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
So
How many swings did you order for Rotary kids, did you say?
for Rotary, just one.
One?
It's a toddler swing.
Okay.
And then over at City Park, we ordered 4 belt ones, which are just like this. I don't know how else to describe it.
Swings? Yes.
U-shaped? Yeah.
U-shaped.
There we go. All right. Anything else, Mark? No? Okay. Communications and upcoming events. We got our Halloween skate coming up this Saturday. That'll start at 7 PM and go till 8:20. We're going to do a costume contest for the best homemade costume and best purchase costume. And the fee for that will be $10 and then $3 for skate rental. We have our mother-son Let's Have Some Fun. This is something that Lori was putting together as like a spin-off for a mother-son dance. She thought it might be fun to do something besides a dance. So we're going to offer this on Friday, November 5th, from 6 to 7:30 PM. And before I continue to talk, I actually gave out to council. Yeah, you already have.
I was gonna say, has anybody signed up for that yet?
For the mother-son, Let's
Let's Have Fun?
Yeah, we had 8 people sign up so far.
Pretty good.
So it's been pretty decent.
I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
Yes. So what Mark is passing out is the Parks and Recreation Program and events for October, November, and December. I'll go through this real quick. This is more updated than what I had sent you guys originally on Friday. So in November, we have our Learn to Play Soccer, which will be, it's kind of like a league program. So it's Tuesday, November 2nd through December 21st. That'll be over at Maplewood. It's from 6 to 6:45 and for ages 4 to 6. Registration is $45 and the registration deadline is Wednesday, October 27th, which is tomorrow, obviously. So,
We advertised that at our last meeting last week,
cool.
so.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for doing that. And then another program that we offer that's immediately after that is our soccer skills. And this is geared towards ages 6 to 8. Again, is from 7 to 7:45. And it's over at Maplewood, the same duration time period, so November 2nd through December 21st. I already talked about mother and son, Let's Have Some Fun. We're also having a Nerf Wars on Saturday, November 6th. And that's going to be over at Maplewood from 11 to 12:30 PM. And that's ages 7 to 9, and registration is $15. The thing with Nerf Wars is for the following month in December, or no, the next one that we do it, we're going to drop the price down to $10 because we felt like it was a little expensive. So we wanted to kind of knock down the price a little bit to see if there's a little bit better interest if it's a little bit cheaper. So
Start high, go low.
yeah. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do with Nerf Wars moving forward. Kids Dodgeball, we have 16 kids as of today registered for that. So it is pretty much full unless we get people that are on the waiting list, and we'll take them in groups of 4. but that will be starting Monday, November 8th, and goes through December 21st. We'll do our rate night on November 1st for that, and that'll be for ages 7 to 11. And at a cost of $25 per child. We're going to also have a Thanksgiving bingo for seniors on Monday, November 22nd, over at Maplewood Center. This is a free event that we always put on. It's usually sponsored by a business, so that's what makes it free. And they usually have some pretty good giveaways, and that will be from 1 until 3 p.m. And then the last thing for November is Letters to Santa, which will begin Monday, November 29th, and run through December 10th. And this is just an opportunity for kids of Garden City to write a letter to Santa. And the reason why we cut it off at December 10th is so then that way we can have the elves take the letters to Santa in a timely manner and gives them a little bit of time to get them written for them. So we're pretty excited for that. And December, so a brand new program that we're going to be starting is a Breakfast with Santa, and that will be Saturday, December 4th over at Maplewood. It'll run from 9:30 to 11 a.m., and it'll be for ages 3 to 12, but 0 to 2 can come for free, so they eat for free. And so if it's a mom with 2 kids, one's 4 and one's 2, the 2-year-old gets to eat for free, and we'll have mom have them on the lap or something like that, so.
I found pictures of myself at Maplewood Community Center when I was a kid at Breakfast with Santa.
Can we get those, just so we can add those to our marketing materials? That would be
So,
great.
That happened in the past. So,
Oh, there we
yes.
go.
They're bringing it back.
Yep, so the cost will be $12 per person, and it'll be a breakfast with pancakes, sausage, potatoes, and fruit. And then we'll also give a photo away with, they could take a photo with Santa, so there'll be a little takeaway for them. The Santa ride will be Thursday, December 16th at 6:30 p.m. This is our annual event that we've always offered. The route might be changing up a little bit this year, so we're going to just push everybody to look at the route on the website. So then that way they have the most updated version.
Can't believe that is this close already.
Yeah.
It just seems like yesterday. It just doesn't seem it was that long ago.
Yeah.
That event is so huge.
Yeah, it draws a lot of people, for sure.
It really does. It's amazing.
Yep. And then we have our senior Christmas party on Friday, December 17th, and that will be from 12 to 3 p.m. Tickets will be $20 and will go on sale on November 1st, and that will include live music. Lunch will be catered by Catherine's Catering, and 50/50 raffles and giveaway baskets. So that's all we got for that.
Since we're talking Christmas, we're having a parade this year, correct?
Yes, Santa Land Parade, yep. Be that Saturday after Thanksgiving.
60 years of Christmas magic.
No, it's starting over again, 1 year. We missed last year.
Don't tell Dan that. All right, that's all I had.
Open discussion.
Open discussion.
Oh, open discussion. Yeah, okay, so you answered the Sandland. Lady who was here last week, did she come back and talk to you?
Mm-hmm.
Did she have any interest, or she just?
She does,
Oh, okay.
yep.
That would be it.
I have nothing.
I have nothing about you.
Nothing.
Okay. Mark?
You brought up, which I had already written down to bring up, is for next year, the haunted hayride. I had some people ask about if we could do that, so that's why I didn't bring it up at any other point, but going forward for next year, doing a haunted hayride through the city park that we could possibly charge for. And let them ride through the park and set up whatever and stuff like that.
The
I know
way-
you mentioned it.
Right, the way that I took that is the day of the egg hunt, we do it as part of the event. And it's not something that we do ongoing, because that's a huge undertaking to do that on the,
It is, but I did have some people that asked that, they said, couldn't we do something in Garden City for a haunted hayride that would,
Like multiple dates?
yeah, like say like 3 or 4 weeks in October where, and it doesn't have to be, a horse with the hay, the trailer, but maybe the tractor or whatever, ride through the park at dark, which we're supposed to be closed at, and
right.
do something where, if there's money available to do it.
Yeah, if I have the same staffing levels as I do this year, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where that takes a lot of people, because I've been a part of the one that's down in Van Buren, and that's all volunteers that do that, and just getting people to do certain sections of it is very time consuming. So I can't say definitely no, but like if I have the staffing, it could be something that we could look into. But that's all I can really say on that, because obviously the priority is the ice arena and getting our softball program finished up for the fall. So, because if it's on a night where we have GCYA or softball, like that area is gonna be lit up, unless it's like throughout the rest of the park that could be different, so.
Is there that much in October?
Yeah, I mean, we're still doing softball right now, and GCYA is still out there till November on Mondays and Wednesdays, so.
It was asked to me, and I said I would bring it up.
All right.
So,
Sounds good.
That's a great idea, but
I knew it would take manpower and.
Yeah, a lot of work, because you have to put it up, take it down.
Yeah, because you can't leave that stuff up. You'd have to
Yeah.
take it down that night.
Yeah, it depends on how fancy you got, but, if it was dark enough and you just had a tractor pull a cart, a trailer around there,
Yeah.
Jen jumping out and going boo. You never know.
It's funny that you say the haunted hayride, because my kids said, wouldn't it be great to have the farm down on Hubbard and Ford, turn that into like, because it's gated and he's got that tractor, it would be a cool little hayride around there, because they're like, what does he do all the time? What does this farmer do?
Reach out to
So-
the farmer. There you go.
They thought that it would be cool to have a hayride in that area, but,
A haunted hayride or just a hayride?
or just a haunted hayride, maybe, both.
You could do an actual, just a hayride.
Yeah.
You'd probably
He's
get
got
some
corn
groups that would
stuff. I
ride
mean,
through
he's
the
got-
park.
I mean, if all I had to do is drive a tractor, I could do that.
Yeah,
I mean, I could bundle up and,
Right.
have
You
my,
have a CDL and all, so it'd be perfect.
yeah,
yeah, I got tractor experience. I work on a farm out in Richmond, so
there you go.
it's all good.
that actually, might be something just to consider, rather than doing a haunted one, it's just doing a hayride.
Just do a
possibly.
10-minute, 15-minute,
Yeah.
20-minute hayride, go wherever. And
A tour of Garden City Park.
I mean,
To the right, we have the red pavilion.
If your staffing gets bigger and time allows.
Yeah.
But it would be something where I could see the draw.
And you could,
People in there with a cooler.
I mean, you could do so much with that. You could have like
I'm thinking
cider
like
and
you-
donuts and,
I'm thinking like Mark is, somebody's gonna be bringing their hot chocolate
Yep.
or whatever, their
Oh, yeah.
toasted drinks.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna be warmed up, and
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I could see
Something to
possibly,
something to do on a.
I could see something where if the price was right, I could see people enjoying that, to just be able to come out
4
with
or
some
5
friends.
couples,
Yeah.
throw them on a trailer and haul them around. They can sit around and
Or,
enjoy their hot coffee and iced coffee. And
or what we could do is buy a 28-passenger bus.
oh, yeah.
Yes.
And we use that bus to go to all the haunted houses in the area, or in the stretching of the area, like Blake's Cider Mill, where they have zombie paintball. And we are the traveling haunted house places. And then you also utilize that bus for going to Wings games, Lions games when they actually
about 2 or
win.
3 of them.
Yeah,
buses.
Tigers.
That is an
Well,
option.
Tigers games, senior trips, we don't have to pay for a bus anymore, and we just keep it down to 28 people. I mean, we could go on and on with that
Isn't that
bus.
something you're already looking into?
We would love to, yeah. So I'm just saying,
You need to make a motion.
I can't. Sorry, John, I can't. You need to make a motion, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can't make a motion,
So
unfortunately.
sorry.
But I mean, that could be something that we do as a community. We could get one of those 45 passenger buses and say, hey, we're gonna go to 3 haunted houses this one night, and then we go tackle them all. And then that way it's to where the parents don't have, or not the parents, well, the families don't have to drive. We provide the transportation to all the places, and then we bring them on back, and we do a couple nights of it.
That's a good
It's
idea.
easier than setting up something and all
Yeah.
that other kind of.
Yeah, and then that way it's like, it's all taken care of that way, and we pay for the tickets and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Then that way it's all like a package provided.
Yeah.
And everyone could sign in by using the,
Online registration,
yeah, the online
Yep.
registration.
absolutely.
Something you might want to keep in your, on your list of maybes.
Yeah,
Possible
Alright.
things to do.
Possible things to
Yes.
do.
I'm good.
okay,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
okay.
Hold on.
Oh, do we have anything from the public?
The only issue I
Can you go up to the podium?
The only issue we have right now is Helen Park, where the playground equipment's at. It needs some wood chips real bad, but I don't know if that's part of your upgrade, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna back off. But I've seen some young kids that I know when they got home, their mom probably went off on them.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Wonderful. Anything else?
Anything else?
I'll make a motion again to adjourn.
Okay,
Second.
thank you.
Start to learn.
John and Jen, John and Jen.
I leave.
Jen had to get